Hi makers, in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make this really beautiful granny square, and this is a granny square that I am going to be using in an upcoming summer top tutorial, but I wanted to show off just how to do the granny square in this tutorial. The top tutorial will be coming very soon, so be sure you hit the subscribe button below if you are interested in seeing future tutorials from me. So let's go ahead and jump into the materials that you're going to need to create one of these beautiful granny squares today. You are going to need 4 different color yarn. For this, since this isn't the top tutorial, this is just for the granny square, you can use any size yarn, any size hook that you want. Just use the hook recommended from your yarn. Today I'm using this Yarn Bee Fresh Haven yarn. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this is 100% tencel, and it has a really beautiful drape. This is great for summer items. It gives the feel and drape of a very soft cotton. So you're just going to need 4 colors. I'm going to be using these 4, and I'm going to be using a 6mm J crochet hook, but again, you can use any size yarn and hook that you would like to use. I'm also have a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in loose ends at the very end, but those are all the materials that you're going to need. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. To start, we are going to start with our first color. And this is going to be the color that is in the middle of our granny square. So this middle part is going to be our first color. I'm going to be using this beautiful sage green. And to start our granny square, we're going to create a magic circle. So to do that, I wrap them around my 3 fingers and holding them right here. Insert my hook into this loop, grabbing my working yarn, pulling it through the loop, and removing my fingers. So that's my magic circle, and I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to create 16 double crochets inside this circle. And you can grab this tail to move your circle to make it bigger or smaller. And to make a double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert it into the magic circle, grab your yarn from the back, pull it through the circle. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and that's your double crochet. Our chain 2 is not going to count as a stitch, so that is our first double crochet, and we want a total of 16. So we're going to do that 15 more times. Yarn over, insert into the circle, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So go ahead and keep doing that until you have a total of 16 double crochets inside the circle. I like to hold on to my circle and my tail here with my thumb and my middle finger and work into it like this. Just helps me keep a hold of my circle at the same time. So go ahead and keep doing that until you have a total of 16 double crochets inside your ring. And once I have my 16, this is what it's going to look like. And to complete that circle, we're going to take that yarn tail, this short one here, and just gently pull it, and that is going to make it come into a full circle here. And what we're going to want to do is find our first double crochet, this one right here, insert our hook, grab our yarn, pull through the stitch, and pull through the loop on our hook, and that's going to be a slip stitch, and that's going to connect our round. And now we're going to take our scissors, leave off a few inches, cut. And what I like to do is act as if I'm chaining 1. So grab my yarn, pull through the loop on my hook, and pull through that tail all the way, and it creates a little knot just to secure it. And now we are done with round 1. For round 2, we're going to grab our second color, and this is going to be in this section of our granny square. So whatever color you want to use for this part, go ahead and grab that one. I'm going to be using this fun mustard color, and I'm going to attach it to my first rounds here. So this is going to be our second round. You can attach in any of these stitches. So any one of these stitches, you just insert your hook. I like to go into the very last double crochet made right before our tie off, because I like to hide my ends as I go. So I'm going to insert my hook in that very first stitch, in that very last stitch there. I'm going to grab my yarn, my new color, I'm going to bring it through, and we're going to chain 1. And I like to grab both of my loops, so my tail and my working yarn around my hook, chain 1, and then now I'm going to drop my tail. I'm going to leave that and just hold my working yarn, And we're going to create puff stitches in every stitch around. And to do a puff stitch, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert into that very same stitch that you attached to. You're going to grab your yarn from the back, pull it through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, insert into that very same stitch, grab your yarn, pull through. All right, now you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and we're going to do it 2 more times. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, grab our yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up, grab our yarn and pull up a loop. And you'll have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You will have 9 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over your hook and pull through all 9 of those loops. And then we are going to grab our yarn, chain 1, grab our yarn and chain 2. And we're going to do that for every stitch around. So our very next stitch, this one here, I like to hold my yarn tails up top like this. I'm going to yarn over, insert into the very next stitch, and I'm going to have my yarn tails here just to hide them as I go. And I'm going to grab my yarn, pull through that stitch, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, grab my yarn, pull up a loop. You're going to do that for a total of 4 times for each stitch, yarning over, inserting and pulling up a loop, and you'll have, again, 9 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 9, chain 1, and chain 2. So go ahead and keep doing that all the way around. These are called puff stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through all, chain 1 and chain 2. All right, one more time. Very next stitch here. Here's my first one, second, third, and fourth. You're going to have a total of 16 puff stitches because you're going to place a puff stitch in every single double crochet stitch around. All right, and once we get to the end, yours might look a little wavy like mine is, but if we just stretch our stitches out, it will be able to lay flat. So we have our last chain 2 here, and we are going to slip stitch the beginning puff stitch that we created. And you're going to want to go into the top of the puff stitch here, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook to create that slip stitch. Leave a few inches, grab your scissors and cut off. And then we're going to act as if we're chaining 1, pull through to create that knot to secure. And now we are done with round 2. Now we're going to grab our third color, and it's going to be this section here. So whatever color you want to use for this portion, this is the color you're going to grab. I'm using this pretty pale pink, and we're going to attach our yarn. Again, I like to attach in the space right before I tied off. We're going to be attaching in the chain 2 space. So we're going to, you can choose any chain 2 space you want around, attach your yarn. I like to chain 1 again with both. And this time we're going to chain 2. And we're going to double crochet 3 together within this chain 2 space. And to do that, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert into the chain 2 space, grab yarn, yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to leave these 2 on your hook, yarn over, insert into the chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over your hook again, insert into the same chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 4 of these loops left on your hook. And that is going to be double crocheting 3 together. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 3 double crochet together in every chain 2 space around. So yarn over, insert into the next chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving those 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert into the chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 4, chain 2, and go ahead and keep repeating for every chain 2 space around. Again, you'll have 16 of these clusters of double crochet 3 together. As we do our last 3 double crochet together, we're still going to have that chain 2, and we're going to connect at the very top of our first double crochet 3 together right here. You're going to create your slip stitch to complete our third round. Grab your scissors, cut off your yarn, and create your knot at the top here. All right, so that is our third round. Now we're going to do our fourth and final round. I'm using this cream color. So this is what, if you're making these granny squares for a project, this is going to be your border color. So whatever your color you want that to be, I'm using a neutral, like this creamy white color here. So grab your fourth color, and we're going to do our final round. We're going to be working in the chain twos just like we did before, so you can attach your yarn into any chain two space that you want. Attach your yarn, and we are going to chain two. And in the chain two spaces, we are going to work 3 double crochets. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet, all within the same chain two space. So we're going to do that 3 times in a row. So you're going to have 3 sets. We're going to have 3 sets of 3 double crochet in the chain two space. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have to create our corners. So we're going to create a 3 double crochet in the next chain two space. And we're not chaining in between. So 3 double crochet in the next chain two space. We don't need a chain, and we're going to go to the next chain two space, 3 double crochets all within that chain two space. Right, and this next chain two space is where we're going to create our corner. And to do that, we're going to create 3 treble crochets. So it'll be 3 treble crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets all within that same space. So to do a treble crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook twice. It's going to be like a double crochet, but because we're yarning over twice, there's an extra step there. So yarn over your hook twice, insert into that next chain two space, grab your yarn, pull through. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So it's in like an extended double crochet there. So we're going to create 3 of those. So we need 2 more. Yarn over your hook twice, insert into the same chain two space, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second set of 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. One more time, yarn over twice, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, that's our first set, and we're going to chain 2. And in that same space, we're going to create 3 more trebles, yarning over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that 2 more times. All right, and that creates our first corner. As you can see, it creates this nice little squared off section. Now we're going to go back to doing 3 sets of 3 double crochets. So in our next chain space, we're going to create 3 double crochets. Next space, 3 double crochet. Remember, we're not chaining in between our sets of double crochets. All right, our last set of double crochets, 3 before our next corner. All right, so we have our 3 sets of 3 double crochet. Now this next space is going to be our corner. So again, it's going to be 3 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, create our treble crochet. There's 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and 3 more treble crochets all in that same space. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to want to keep repeating that all the way around. So we have 3 sets of 3 double crochet, corner, 3 sets, corner. So you're going to end with a corner. And once we create our final corner, we're going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet that we created, create our slip stitch, and cut your yarn and tie off, and you are finished. So this is what your square will look like. You can give it a good stretch and move those stitches around and get them into place. I like to take all 4 corners, give them a good stretch, so you'll have 4 corners. And now your square is completed. So we started with a circle and we made it end up like a square. So this is what it will look like for you guys. You'll want to grab your yarn needle, and all of these loose ends, you're gonna want to hide them in your work. But this is what your finished granny square will look like. Absolutely love the look of this square. It is so fun. And like I said, I will be creating an entire summer top made out of these granny squares. So if you're into summer tops, into these granny squares, be sure to keep an eye out for that tutorial coming very, very soon. I'm so excited to share that with you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today too. There's so many fun things you can do with granny squares. You can make bags out of them, tops, blankets. The world is your oyster when it comes to granny squares. So use your imagination and let me know what kind of things you'll be creating with these granny squares that we made in today's tutorial. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the tutorial. Hit that subscribe button for more crochet knit tutorials, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye!